Stranded. I've been doing this a lot lately, but today you've been selected. Congratulations. You're this website's daily 10,000th visitor. Not even. It's been more than that, I imagine. It's been a big day. You're getting the eye directed towards you. You've been nice to me. Look, here's you being nice to me. I need to respond to what you're engaging in, which I think I would call kind of uninformed cynicism here. Is there any evidence that either side actually cares about anyone? Is it at all performative BS to get votes and money? All politicians hate all of you. I don't get it. Who's honestly stupid enough to believe any of this? The powers that be are going to do what matches the curve. They don't care about you. Listen, okay? Politicians are just one leaf dancing in the wind, okay? After a great gust has knocked 1,000 leaves off the tree, all right? They're just a part of a broader atmosphere. There's no hierarchy, no real hierarchy, no pure hierarchy. There's no people on top. Some people are higher up than others, but no one's controlling all of this, right? Real power in the long run is cultural power. It's social power, especially in a country like this, where everything is so, bureaucratic, sort of rooted in systemic review, everything that has to be pushed forward through Congress, through law, whatever else. There's a bureaucratic procedure for it. Real lasting power is cultural, Politicians often are insincere, but they often also blow with the wind like a leaf in the wind. And moreover, they're still real people. Like, they are real people. Even the really disingenuous ones are real people, They're shaped by their environments. They're receptive to specific issues and talking points. When your cynicism reduces you to these positions, this like, well, man, the elites don't care about you. Sure, and they never have, and they never will. But it's not about them caring about you. That's not the battle we're fighting. We're not fighting this battle to make the big boys love us, okay? I don't give a shit how the big boys feel about me specifically, or you, or any of us. What we're talking about really are incentive structures. How do you get people to do the things you want them to do and like doing it? How do you get them to want to do those things? It's one thing to force a person to do something. If you have more power than they do, sure, fine, but that's not sustainable in the long run, and you have to keep that up, You want people to want to do the things that you want them to want to do. Messaging? Yeah, messaging's a big part of it. When it comes to this stuff, right, the gender war, whatever, a big part of it is cultural, And culture, it flows up, not the other way around, There's kind of a convection current to it. Right? You get reflections in it's like this one thing I saw in a documentary. It's true, right? And it happens in all kinds of ways. It's like how MSNBC became an inaccurate pantomime of youth culture in America. Because where does did I say MSNBC? MTV. Because where does MTV get its cues on what youth culture looks like? They look at the youth. But where do the youth go to learn how they should behave? Well, they went to MTV. So you get this feedback loop where eventually both versions of both halves of the engagement become inauthentic copies of one another. They become flanderized, they hyperbolize until eventually the system breaks and no one takes MTV seriously anymore. Now everyone sees it for what it is, corporate slop. This happened decades ago, but it was a real process at the time. Basically, what I'm getting at here is, it's not about them caring about you, okay? That's not the battle. So yeah, Marstrand, that a big part of being involved in politics and having to deal with that emotionally, and for me, it's one of the most difficult parts, is reconciling with the fact that a lot of people are just genuinely retarded and full of hate. Like, not even retarded in an endearing way, but they're wretched people, and they're stupid, and they're self-destructive, and they would kill you and themselves if they were told that, they'd get a cookie for it. It's unfortunately, it's always going to be like that. It's just the human condition. Incurious, belligerent. Yeah, no, people are truly wretched, but they're also, they're the only thing worth fighting for in this fucking cold rock we've got, okay? It's very much like listen, okay? It's the human condition or the cold vacuum of space. And for me personally, I don't know. I don't think I'd fare too well out there. My skill set here as a live streamer, not up there. I'll take what I can get. What if Trump just orders the DOJ to not release it? I'm begging of you, please. Can I just a second? Don't be retarded. Stop with the constant, stop with fucking Doctor Strange searching through 100,000 timelines to find the one possible microscopic possibility. What if a meteor hits you tomorrow? Shut up. You people are so unused to winning that you search for pessimism. You're getting fucking sloppy top right now, and your eyes are scanning the room right now looking to see if there's like a cobweb in the corner. Take the fucking W, man. By the way, the reason I react this way, because the full text of the messages was this. What if Trump just orders the DOJ not to release it and tries to wait for the storm to blow over? Laws literally don't apply to Trump after all. That's not how this works. Your uninformed cynicism is reducing your ability to capitalize on political opportunities. That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, it's not to your benefit. You're probably hurting your mental too. I mean, it's not good for your mental. Sorry, Vaush, I wasn't trying to be overly cynical. I was just thinking out loud. It's fine. It's just like, earlier today, too, fully a quarter of the posts in chat have been people being like, hey, hello, I don't know how the government works. What if everything's still bad? You know? Like a lot of the questions, it's like, it reveals like a lack of understanding of how the processes even work, you know? I wish there was a bit more reflexive optimism. I don't expect everyone in the audience to have a perfect understanding of how, I mean, I certainly don't, right? But people do. Listen, I don't expect you to understand how the government functions perfectly, okay? It's a labyrinthine bureaucracy. I do expect you to be able to take dubs when you can. That's an essential life skill, you know? It's like tying your shoelaces. Their plan is that they'll claim the files are part of an ongoing investigation so they can't be released? Okay, sure. Then they get yelled at. That's really bad PR. They only opened that investigation like 4 days ago. That's still an L. Just take the W. Just take the W. There's literally going to be no end to the conspiracism. Like, we know for a fact, according to the FBI, that a huge amount of the information they've collected in their roundup of Little St. James after Epstein's death includes child sexual abuse material, obviously, which means that there are photos and videos of that. So, being abused by who? Like, there's no way around it. The files contain incriminating evidence. There's literally no way around that fact. Now, of course, they're not going to release that material explicitly, nor should they, but people are always going to have questions about who's implicated in these files. In all likelihood, there's probably evidence on hundreds or even thousands of powerful people contained within the Epstein files. You know? They're not going to go after everyone, but the idea that the FBI could release a version of this that everyone would just accept, it'd be scrubbed clean and everyone would just accept it and walk it by, it's not happening. It's not happening. Dumb question, if the DOJ has incriminating evidence on thousands of people, why are they not being prosecuted? Deep state.